Like Revelation, it's a very unique book. And this gives you things to mull over, think about, etc. I did a Bible study with a friend of mine a little while ago. And she had, I can't classify it, I'm not a doctor, but it's almost like she had, quote, a spiritual experience, unquote. She stopped, she froze. And she said, oh my God. They're talking about eternity, they're talking about creation. It hit her. We treat Genesis in a blah, blah, blah way. Well, we might not treat, if we're Christian or non-Christian, in a not blah, blah, blah way if we get to other books. But this book is as important as every book in Scripture. And it's there for a very specific reason that Christina brought forth. It's a way of saying, okay, we're not going to get stuck here, but we're not going to ignore, and we're going to take what's valuable and then go to the rest of the Scripture. All right, let us go on. Then God said, let us make man in our own image and after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female, he created them. And God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. And God said, behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food, and to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth. Everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food. And it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. What I find interesting in this is there's no death. Not even killing animals. We're all going to be vegetarians. And this is the creating of man. But the bigger question becomes for us, and I'm going to ask Christina, and then I will answer it too. When it says God made man in his own image, what does that mean to you?
Well, the scientists are discovering that the first life form here was a single cell. And from that comes multiple other cells and bacteria. And if you look at our bodies, that's what we are. It's a bunch of bacteria formed together from the earth. So if you think of it that way, God's like, okay, well, there's a whole bunch of animals, birds, and bacteria running around. Let me make something that resembles me. So he made man. He made human. Not even man, human. Because females were there too.
Yeah, it says male and female.
Yeah, so he made us in the form that we are. So all that bacteria from the ocean, from the earth, from the air, he put in this form, this body, this vehicle that we run around in. But once we die, the vehicle stays here. And we go back to the form we were before we entered into the vehicle. And I think that's all that is reminding us that he gave us a form for all that bacteria that was here on this planet, from the earth, from the water, from the air, and put it inside a vehicle so it can move around. Because again, when you do your DNA testing, they know exactly what areas you came from your ancestors, because it still lives within you. Those particular cells that are in the one continent only still live in you. So you can never get rid of your ancestors, because you are one with them for all eternity. And if you look at it as if you are a piece of your bloodline, look at all those different people that live within you. And you are all one. And when we get to heaven, we become one with them without the vehicle. So we rejoin them. And I think that's the beauty of Genesis, is that he's sitting there letting you know, I've created this earth for you. And everything on this planet will be within you. So you need to nurture yourself just as much as you need to nurture this planet you live on. Because we are one with this planet, and we should be acting like we are one with this planet. And we are one with one another, regardless of what continent their ancestors came from. Because people breed with one another, and their continent becomes your continent. And the whole entire earth lives within each and every one of us. It's kind of amazing. We're our own little planet.
So, I think in a very interesting way, Christina's answered a question. If we didn't have Genesis, what would she have said? What would you now you don't know, and I'm just raising this now. But I think for the audience, what I'm trying to say, and please comment on this if you could, the importance of Genesis is individual. It gives you something that sometimes we just kind of overlook because it's there. It's like, if you have food, you got food. If you don't, I know what hunger is. If we didn't have Genesis, what would it be like? Everything else the same. Do you have any idea, Christina, the importance, in your life, what is the importance that we know the things that you just said, and we can go back and trace and see that?
I think what we would have is what we're having today, in today's world, is this conflict, is this wanting to rule, is this wanting to take over, is this wanting to be number one, individual, and poo-pooing on the planet and each other. I think that's our greatest fault on earth, is thinking we're all in this alone, and regardless of what we do to each other, it doesn't matter. I need to be top dog, I need to be number one, and you're gonna listen to me, and to me only, and replacing everything that Genesis has given to us. And people don't know Genesis well enough to look at each other and say, I am no different from you. I am a piece of you. And that's really the sad part, because what's going on in the world today is just utterly wrong, and we do not rule over the earth and the planet and the continents we live on. We live with this earth, and we really need to get back to learning how to live with it, like Adam and Eve did, and all the animals in the beginning did, is they are living at peace with each other and not harming each other. And I wouldn't even say love, because it's just the way it is. It's peaceful, it's united, and no wars, no animal hating you, no animal trying to eat you, none of that. And to be able to get back to that would be a miracle, you know?
I do. Well said. Chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God finished his work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work that he had done. So God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it God rested from all his work that he had done in creation. These are the generations of the heavens and the earth when they were created.